Hey, what's up? This is Matt Dietz, and this is Agency Launch. This is the show where I talk about running an insurance agency. I talk about sales and marketing strategies for insurance agents. I talk about staffing for insurance agents. I talk about retention and customer service for insurance agents. One of the most popular questions that I get right now is, hey, Matt, I know I'm supposed to quote a certain amount of people every day. How do I find people to quote? Well, if you text me right now to 208-213-8809, I have an asset pulled directly from my masterclass that I'm giving out for free. Text me 20 policies to 208-213-8809, and I will show you how to write 20 policies this week. On with the show. All right. So today I wanted to talk about staffing. So I put a couple of questions out in some of my groups in my texting community. I say, hey, what is the number one thing that you're struggling with right now? And you can't say rates. I took rates out of the picture. We all will struggle with rates. Staffing was probably my number one response. People are struggling with staffing. Like, I know this, you know this. I wasn't surprised by this. So I just wanted to speak a little bit about staffing to see if I can help you out at all. So yes, staffing will always be one of the biggest challenges in your agency. Okay. It was before COVID, it was during COVID, and it will be post-COVID. I know the Great Resignation caused some issues. You know, we have a lot of people saying people don't want to work, people don't want to work. I don't believe that. I know that you're going through problems right now and you're like, Teets, you're high. Like, it's really hard. It's always been hard. All right. I've been an agent for 18 years. I've had 26 people work for me. Okay. I had an agent say I've had 9 people in 3 years. And my initial thought was, well, yeah, like that's normal. It's normal. When I first started and I was green, I thought I'd have somebody, we'd find someone good and they'd work for me for 20 years. That's the way it worked in prior generations. People didn't skip jobs. And then after I kind of had this revolving door, I reflected on what I did in my 20s. And I had 4 jobs in my 20s. I worked on a college campus for 2 years, and then I jumped ship and worked on another college campus for 3 years. I worked for Enterprise Rent-A-Car for 3 years, and then I started my business. So, like, if you're hiring people in their 20s, don't have high expectations that they're going to be with you forever. Okay, 3 years. If you get 3 years out of someone, you're playing with house money after that. Okay, you have to expect a revolving door, and that is, you know, people need to find what they're passionate about and what they like. And we work in insurance, and it's not for everyone. Okay, so what do you do to increase your chances of keeping somebody who will be passionate, who will work hard for you, who will do the job you're asking them to do? You know, one is patience. One is an understanding that you're going to have turnover, and you have to accept that as part of your job response. I'm going to have people turning over. Part of my job is bringing the best people that I believe to hire, to bring them in and do my best to bring them up to speed, to teach them, to train them, and, you know, give them a reason to stay. Like, that's what I'm kind of getting at. Like, why would somebody stay and work for you? Okay. I think it comes down to culture. Ever since I worked for a business years ago that I loved going to work, and it was a crappy job. This is when I was at Enterprise. All right. I was renting cars. It was long days. I was working 50 hours, but I had so much fun because of the people in the office. We had so much fun. And I worked in a different Enterprise office later, and it sucked. The job was the same. The people were different. Okay, so what are you going to do as the leader to create an environment to make people want to stay and work for you and work hard for you? All right, this is not a sexy job. It's not super exciting, but what can you do, you know, to make people want to come and work? The last few people that have worked for me have loved coming to work. Okay, and why? And I've reflected on that. Like, what are you doing? What kind of culture are you building and fostering in your agency? Is it all about metrics? Are you all about, doing the job? Are you all about, making sure that you're coming down on what they're doing wrong and not praising what they're doing right? Like, they have to feel appreciated. Your team has to feel, wanted. They have to feel valued. And so when it comes to doing things like that, I thank my people every day as they leave. I never forgot that when I worked at a job. I had a boss every day. Thanks for your help today. I do that every day. Thank you so much for your help today. Good day, bad day. They came into work, they showed up, and they worked for you. Okay. The other things that I do for my team is I collaborate with them. I sit down and I let them know that their voice is appreciated. It's heard. What are some things we can be doing different? Tell me about what you're doing right now that's not working. I ask my team regularly, is there anything that you need from me? What can I do for you to make your job easier? If they feel, if you're deploying some of the things and some of the ideas that they're bringing to the table, they're going to feel value. What's the atmosphere like in your agency? Do people come in and is it fun? Do you laugh? Do you smile? Do you kind of give each other a hard time in a fun way? Are you joking? Do you have music playing? I brought a TV into my office a few years ago and we watch baseball and we watch golf and stuff like that. What kind of things are you doing in your agency to create something so that when people show up, they're excited to come in? Do you buy them lunch every week? Do you bring them coffee when you're out? Do you reward them for the work that they're doing? Building a culture inside your agency is one of the reasons people will stay. Are you flexible with time? Like, anytime anybody in my office wants time off, I give it to them. All right, within reason, of course. Do they need to go stay at home because their kid's sick? Do they need to go see their kid play football? Do they need to take a day off? They know that if they ask, they will get it. So what kind of atmosphere are you creating? A safe, fun atmosphere to people to come in and work. People will show up if that's what you're doing. And I would encourage you to put some thought into some of the things that you're doing. Of course, they need to be doing the job. And I've talked about this before, but it's, you have to set expectations, you have to train them, and you have to hold them accountable. That's kind of the bedrock to getting them to perform, right? And so those are the things you have to be doing alongside of creating a fun atmosphere. You have to make sure they're doing their job, but you can totally do those things in synchrony. Is that a word? It is now. In synchronicity. You have to be doing them together. Okay. So you have to be having fun and you have to be doing something to make sure that they're doing their job. The other thing that I do when I hire is I sit down with them and I don't spend a lot of time talking about my business or myself. I used to do that and I found out that I was talking too much in the interview. So I really had to boil down, what am I telling them about working here? I will print off metrics about my agency. I'm proud of what we've done. I'm proud of what I built. We write a lot of business. We are ranked number 1 in our district, number 2 in the state for production. And I'm very proud of that. And I've put that in front of them and I say, look, this is where we're at. This is the agency that I've built. Okay. This is what we're coming into. This is what this new employee is going to be coming into. And this is what we expect. Okay. High performance. We take pride in that. Okay. We want to be number 1 in the state. Okay. We want to stay number 1 in the district. So that will resonate with the right person. Even if your numbers aren't there, you can show them where you want to go. Like, look, we are right here. This is what we're aiming for. We want to be there. Okay. And the person that we bring on is going to help us get there. And the right person will respond to that. Okay. Some people are scared of that. Some people will be like, well, okay, I can try. And you can have some people to say, that's what I do. I will get you there. That's what I want to be a part of. I want to be a part of something that's growing. I want to be a part of something that's exciting. I love the chase. Let me help you get there. Like, that's what you're fishing for when you're interviewing. So it's okay to throw stuff down in front of them and say, this is where we are and this is where we want to stay, or this is where we are and this is where we're going. Do you want to be part of that ride? So set the tone early, and then at the same time, you can say, look, I want to build an atmosphere where it's fun. Here are some of the things that we do. You guys can take your teams out to dinner. You can reward them in many different ways. And so I just wanted to talk a little bit. And then the last thing I'll tell you, when it comes to turnover, and it's hard to find staff, it's hard to find staff, but you will find them. I promise. If you do all of these things, people will work for you because they want to work for you. They want to perform for you. They don't necessarily they're not coming to work because they love insurance. Okay. They're coming to work because they believe that they're a part of something. They believe they belong in a place. They believe that they can make a difference. All right. And so you want to make sure that they're aware of what they're coming into. So set the table early and then do what you say you're going to do. And people say, you really only need two. I have two people that help me run my 4,500 policy agency. You need to find one or two great people. That's it. I need you to just think about that for a second. One or two people. That's it. It might take you 10 or 12 people to get there. Okay, but you will get there. So keep trying. Okay, and you'll build your team and everything will shift and everything will change and you will have more fun and there will be more joy and it will be exciting. And that's what I want for you. Okay, so that's why I wanted to share with you today. Good luck. Hit me up if you have any questions. Find me on my community, 208-213-8809. Send me a text and opt in. You'll have access to me. Staffing is tough. It's the toughest thing you do. All right. But once you build it, it's awesome. All right. So let's connect if you want to. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you so much for listening and keep up the good work.